no game, so I guess we get about 2 or 3 hours tonight to do this. So, thanks for coming out. I know it's another bad night for weather, so thank you for coming out. I am Brooks Gettiger, the Community Development Manager for Washington University Medical Center, and I'm Board President of the Central West End Neighborhood Security Initiative. Just wanted to let everybody know, give an update on the director search. The director search is ongoing. We've had a lot of applications coming in, so we're just sorting through that and trying to get the best candidates for the position. So that's ongoing. If you have any questions about that, you can definitely see me afterwards. I can just let you know what I know about it. We have some guests tonight, but before then, just going to do some housekeeping items and go over the usual, the latest crime stats and all of that. So Sarah is going to help take us through this. This again is the NSI area, the ones that are shaded here. So you have Westminster Lake and Washington Place here at the western end, North Special Business District, the South Special Business District, and the Southeast Special Business District. So 5 special business districts again make up the Neighborhood Security Initiative for the Central West End. Now that doesn't mean we're not paying attention to the rest of the Central West End, but these are the areas where we're really looking at on a daily basis, where we're helping direct those patrols and that are occurring in those areas. This is, we showed this last time at the September meeting. These are again the comparisons of when the NSI started in 2008 and then up until the end of last year in 2010. Just again to draw your attention, in that 2-year time frame, there was a 28% decrease within those SPD areas that make up the NSI, while there was an 8% increase in the rest of the Central West End. So far in 2011, there's been a 17.6% decrease in the entire Central West End, and that's up through September, the end of September. So you can see that's in 2010 there was a total of 1,024 crimes up through the end of September. So far there's only been 844 crimes up through the end of September. And then when we look at the SBDs again that make up the NSI, there was 645 crimes up and through the end of September, and there's only been 423 crimes up and through the end of September. So again, we had a 34.5% decrease in crimes in the NSI areas for this year so far. When we compare that to the rest of the Central West End, there's 11.5% increase in the areas outside of the NSI. Sir, if you can go back again. Well, let me show this. So this is exactly, so far, it's come out, I checked it several times. Within the NSI boundary areas, there's been 423 crimes. Outside the NSI and the rest of the Central West End, there's been 423 crimes. So exactly the same amount of crimes within the NSI as with outside of the NSI. If you can go back again. Yes. So now we're even. When you look at in 2008, there was almost 3 times as many crimes within the NSI areas compared to the rest of the Central West End, if that makes sense. So I think we're making some really great strides with the NSI. We definitely want to put it out there that the Central West End areas that aren't in the NSI, we want them to be a part of it. We want them to get on board. We want them to be communicating with us and everybody get on the same page with that. And hopefully we can drive it down for the whole area. Is there any questions on that, those stats? There's a lot of stats coming out. Yes?
Just this, I've never been to this kind of meeting before. Is what's up on the screen some of what you would include in that email?
Yes. The emails that go out are mostly alerts, which is a good segue to what we have right here, talking about our alert policy. But we do go ahead, we'll have quarterly reports, we'll have annual reports that talk about the statistics and that. But mostly it's where we come back to these forums where we're really giving those updates and looking at it closely. Also on our website, we put out there on a monthly basis all of these statistics along with maps for each SBD area for the entire Central West End. So go ahead and, get on that website and you can look around at those maps and charts, and we have all of that on there.
And this information is drawn from police reports.
This is, yeah, I always let the captain explain this one. This is UCR data. This is Uniform Crime Reports that get reported to the FBI on a monthly and annual basis. So these are crimes against persons and property.
One of the reasons that I attended is that where I am, south of here, I'm not sure which section it is on the map, but it's towards what they call the Grove, is that there have been a number of armed robberies and robbers on the street. I think people getting persons very recently, so that would be another police reports.
Okay. We're at south.
Near Forest Park, and then between Forest Park and Manchester, just south of the viaduct.
Okay. All right, well, if you're still around afterwards, I'd like to talk to you about that too. Yeah, thanks.
May I ask you a question, please?
Yeah.
Are you doing any research on crimes, kind of crimes, where they are located mainly, and if you should put more law enforcement in that area?
Daily.
Any particular reason? In other words, the same thing constantly means nothing if we don't know about what's being done about that particular area, about that kind of time, and what we should do as far as on our daily runs,
So I will assure you that the NSI office, Sarah, when we do have a new director, they look at that daily on what's going on. So the office gets the 911 calls for service from the day before, and then is talking with the police department on a daily basis and looking at what's occurred the day before, and then constantly adjusting the patrols that we have in the neighborhood, and then also working with the 9th District and the 7th District to make sure that we're coordinating with the police to target those areas also. So, a lot of questions have come up about what is the NSI's alert policy. NSI, if you are on the email list, if you're not, if you just put your name and email there, you will be put on the list. But the NSI sends out alerts on a regular basis, and this is our alert policy. It's basically two simple concepts on when we send alerts. The first one states, alerts are issued for all incidents that are considered ongoing or a continued threat to the Central West End community. The second instance is, alerts are required for incidents in which a suspect is wanted and there is useful information available regarding the suspect's appearance and or vehicle description. Well, the perfect example of that, when we got alerts out right away, was when these robberies were happening. These recent robberies were happening, and there was video evidence on what the car looked like, what the suspect looked like, what the suspect was wearing a surgical mask when he was doing this. And so that's the kind of information that NSI gets that we can then go ahead and get out to the entire Central West End community about that. If an incident happens where there isn't any suspect information, that it seems to just be a one-time occurrence, most of the time we are not going to get an alert out about that. As you can see, we're up to 423 crimes. There's no way, it doesn't seem valuable if we send out 423 alerts to everybody. Then you really can't, as the public, wouldn't be able to sift through that information